Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Neff from That Stack, but otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet, and today let's check out TikTok is being flooded with racist AI videos generated by Google's Veo 3. Now, Veo 3 is an excellent app that you can use in order to generate some interesting stuff. But one thing I definitely want to point out is TikTok is already messed up. I don't know if you're on there, but TikTok is like a drug. It's like speed. Once you get on there, it changes your mind a little bit. So there's some drugs that you get on. You might not realize this, but if you ever get a psychonaut friend who just gets into drugs and then after all that they come back and they start doing things like this, just do strange things all of a sudden. And that's one thing. I think it's a coke thing. You get to know that different things happen, and if they get into designer drugs, then they run into issues like look at things like Parkinson disease. There was a situation where psychonauts are people who take new designer drugs all the time. And anyways, you get Parkinson disease, and one group did because they took the formula and they changed one little thing on it so it would no longer be illegal. It would no longer be an illegal substance, and they developed permanent Parkinson's disease. Like, we're figuring things out a lot when it comes to what drugs do what with the brain, and we're also figuring things out when we find out what kind of media does things with the brain. For example, we had a situation where all of a sudden, sorry about that, everyone gets onto TV. Like, I was one of the generations that were on TV a lot. Like, latchkey kids always on TV. Let's face it, it happens. And because of that, I was one of the kids that was kind of thrown at the idea that you have ADHD. And the more I hear about ADHD, the more that I really think it's just kind of a human evolution thing. It's not my fault that the world's not keeping up with me, basically. And if you watch TikTok, you got to admit that it keeps you there. It pings your emotions really quick, especially with the 1 minute, the 30-second videos that they just jump in your face with way too much emotions, and they keep you there as if you were a live wire with energy running through you. And if you don't get that, you're toast. My ex-wife, she refused to clean the house, refused to help with the kids, refused to do anything, and also got mad at me if I tried to. And when the kids tried to approach her when she was on TikTok, she would flat out scream at them. And she was on there for 5 hours a day. She was addicted, but I couldn't get any help for her, and no one would give me any help either. And that's also another issue with TikTok. Not so much anymore, but during and shortly after COVID, there was a lot of mental health. There was a lot of female empowerment, which is a good thing, which is definitely a good thing. But one thing that they didn't provide is the context between third wave and fourth wave feminism. And very few people actually know what that is. Third wave wants equality. What's wrong with that? Fourth wave wants equality and revenge, and it's basically radical feminism in some cases. And we don't need that. We do not need that. We need equality. I'm a dyed-in-the-wool fourth wave feminist myself. TikTok is being flooded with racist AI videos generated by Google's Veo 3. The release of Veo 3 video generation in May represented a disconcerting leap in AI video quality. Like, seriously, it is so good. When I try to make AI videos out of, my apps on Pinocchio, it doesn't look very good. But the kind of stuff that I can make with Veo 3 is really nice. Just to give you an idea, it would be a lot better if it would actually let you get into copyright protected stuff, but I can't get anything like this on my systems. Not all that bad, eh? And I can get this just by going into the AI program. Now, it's still not great, but man, some of those Yeti things you see are off the shelf. Top shelf, I should say. These are some Warhammer Titans that I got being made. Now, I'm not sure how people actually manage to get racist things created through Google, because Google inherently doesn't let you do racist things. But then again, in this new day and age where everyone is ultra progressive, it's just a lot easier. It's so much easier to do or be a racist individual. Okay, come to think of it, I have seen some of these things, like like for example, a video of Asian Tim Hortons people saying, "Haha, us Indian guys are taking over all the jobs." Ah, ah, ah. I'm not sure if anyone actually takes it seriously or if it's just so unconscionable that it gets put through. If nobody was consuming the content, it wouldn't be there. Now, should we have the right to be racist? That's a debate that people are having all over the place. According to Media Matters, numerous TikTok accounts have started posting AI-generated videos that uses racist and anti-Semitic tropes in recent weeks. Most of the AI vitriol is aimed at black people, depicting them as the usual suspect in crimes, absent parents, and I'm not even going to use that word, with an affinity for watermelon. The content also targets immigrants and Jewish people. Guys, have you figured it out? TikTok is not a good place. It is not a progressive place inherently. It is a place that is much like 4chan in the way that it is dark. It is a very dark place that people can post some really damning things that can ruin families, ruin relationships. And ByteDance doesn't care. ByteDance doesn't care because it's Chinese. You guys going to figure this out sooner or later? I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of racism, but I'm also not a big fan of people shutting people up because they are hurt and offended by the things that people say. Now, the reason why it bugs me that people try to shut things down when it hurts and offends them is because I was part of Project Chanology, and we seen some dark things that happened within the internet during the Ides of March. And when I try to talk to people about it, they don't listen. They don't listen. Now, if you look at the 764, you find out things like early on the police weren't doing anything about them. Ultimately, what I'm saying is there is dark things on the internet. We have to accept that at a certain point, and we have to be able to have open conversations about some things because there are absolutely problems. There are absolutely problems that go on that we don't want to talk about, even when it comes to other groups of individuals. Now, if you're an easily upset individual, what I want you to do is understand the difference between what you want reality to be and what it is. If you're progressive, then you love Buddhism, and the thing about Buddhism is life is suffering to begin with. Life was never exactly made to be there or beautiful or all of this stuff. In fact, Buddha abandoned his wife and child before he started his pilgrimage, basically. Check it out, seriously. Seriously. And what I want you to do is see the truth. If you think that there's no issues with people being brought in from other countries too much, or if you think that the only place that issues can exist is in a colonized area, white people are the only people that have the capacity to be evil, to be racist, to be hateful. I recommend you go to r/India and r/Pakistan. I seriously love the Hindu religion, and I think that it has more in it. It has more truth in it than most other religions when it comes to maybe scientifically figuring out what's going on beyond the behind. Because if you look mathematically into the 11 dimensions that we can comprehend and then read the Bhagavad Gita, what they explain there sounds a lot like multidimensional creatures that can see into the past the fourth dimension. Now, I'm getting a bit far for a lot of people, but a lot of people just like being happy, and they just like sitting at home and everything's cool, and just as long as everything around them's okay, everything's okay, but aren't really so interested in seeing the truth. I think truth matters, truth is important, and by shutting people up, we can definitely manipulate them, and we have to question everything or shut up and be a victim of authority. Perhaps there is something within the LGBTQ, within Black Lives Matter, that is evil. Maybe just like the Catholics or any pastors, we need to individually vet them. And maybe the thought of thinking that if everyone's Christian, they're automatically good. If everyone's a pastor, they're automatically good, and you can trust your children with them. Okay, so if anyone is non-colonialist and non-straight, if they're part of the LGBTQ, they must automatically be good. If they're part of the BLM, they must automatically be good. And in that is the nuance, the truth, the yin yang. There's bad and good, there is good and bad. And if we have a society that acts like it's all good all the time, I can show you a society that definitely has some bad in it. Anyways, you live long enough, you die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. I hate that, but it's also true. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from me. Neff from Nav's Tac Bits. Have a good one. Take care of each other, please. And no more than 2 hours of TikTok a day, all right? If you got more than that, that's an official addiction. Have a good one, folks.